Good morning, children, and a very warm welcome to your families as well. We are so glad that you could join us online again today. Ethan has a memory verse for you next. I need you guys to remember this for later on in the story so you can help me. Do you think you can do that? Great!
Morning guys, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. It's good that you've been watching these videos. I'm going to be doing a memory verse for today. It is taken from Judges chapter 6 verse 12. And it goes like this. An angel of the Lord appeared to him and said, "Mighty hero, the Lord is with you." Now let's try it with some actions. Okay, I'm going to start by crouching down nice and low. Right? And the angel of the Lord appeared to him and said, "Mighty hero, the Lord is with you." Okay, now you guys are going to do it with me. Okay? So we're going to start by crouching. Yes, you. Yes. We're going to crouch, okay? An angel of the Lord appeared to him and said, "Mighty hero, the Lord is with you." Okay, now we're going to try it one more time. Okay? Let's start by, wait. We first need all the parents. Come forward. Come do it with your kids, okay? Okay, let's start by crouching. Nice and low. Okay. An angel of the Lord appeared to him and said, "Mighty hero, the Lord is with you." That is Judges chapter 6 verse 12. You need to remember it for later on in the video. Bye guys.
Thanks, Ethan, for that amazing memory verse. I hope you guys are going to remember it for later. Before we get to our story for the morning, I've set up a challenge for Ethan and Rebecca to help us out. Are you ready to see what they have to do today?
Welcome to the challenge, Ethan and Rebecca. Today we are going to play a game of What's in the Box. Currently there's nothing there, but can you see on the top it says proceed with caution? And what does it say on the other side, guys? Danger! Enter at own risk! So are you guys ready to play What's in the Box? Yes. Are you going to be brave? Yes, I'll try. Okay, great. Let's get item number 1. Okay, guys, item number 1 is in the box. This was found in the tropical regions and is known to pack a bit of a bite. Are you guys ready?
No.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Well done, guys.
I just felt the green thing up.
Are you guys ready for item number 2?
I'm scared.
Item number 2 is found where it's very cold. And if you don't disturb it, it might stay in hibernation. On the count of 3, you're going to put your hands in and tell me what it is. 1, 2, 3.
It's a jacket. It's cotton. It's wool. It's wool, cotton. I'll be correct.
You are correct, it is wool. But what is it?
It's a jersey. It's a scarf.
Well done! Are you guys ready for the last item? Oh, sorry, just looking at it.
I know what it is.
Just looking at it makes me want to...
I
don't know, guys.
I think I know what it is.
Are you guys ready? Okay,
Just let it smell like it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, that's right.
Put your hands in.
Spaghetti and the spaghettios.
Wasn't that so funny, guys? I had such fun putting this game together, and I'm sure you guys could do it at home too. Now, it wasn't really such a great challenge for Ethan and Rebecca because they're at home. They trust me. They know that I would never put anything that would harm them or be really revolting inside this box. But you know, sometimes God does ask us to do things that we might find really difficult. Maybe, children, He's asked you to speak to someone at school about Him. Or maybe He's even asked you to go and pray with someone. You know, it's always easy to think about these things until we have to actually do them. Perhaps today's story can give us a bit of guidance on what to do when God asks us to do something really difficult for Him. Today, I'm going to tell you about a man who was asked to do something that he thought was extremely difficult and impossible. The man's name is Gideon, and you can find his story in the Old Testament in the book of Judges, chapters 6 and 7.
Does this story have something to do with the man in the memory verse?
Oh, yes, thank you, Rebecca. I actually forgot about that. Do you remember the memory verse? The angel of the Lord appeared to him and said, "Mighty hero, the Lord is with you." And yes, that man that the angel appeared to is Gideon. But Gideon keeps forgetting this message. So when I say, "Remind Gideon," you must say, "Mighty hero, the Lord is with you." Okay, can we practice, children? I want you all to join me at home. Let's remind Gideon. Mighty hero, the Lord is with you. Israel had turned away from God again. They were again worshipping false gods. God did not want them to live like that, so he allowed the Midianite army, which had 135,000 soldiers, to steal all their food and cattle in hope that they would choose to listen to him again. The Midianites even forced the Israelites to live in caves, which wasn't very nice at all. After 7 years of this terrible suffering, the Israelites begged God to help them. God is so forgiving, he had a plan to save them. A man named Gideon was alone in a field when all of a sudden an angel appeared to him. The angel told Gideon that he would be the one to save Israel and that God would be with him. But Gideon was scared and did not believe it was possible. He started to argue with the angel, giving all the reasons why he could not. I think we are going to have to remind Gideon, "Mighty hero, the Lord is with you." Gideon wanted to make sure that what the angel was saying was really from God. He knew he had no chance against the 135,000 Midianite soldiers. That night, he left a sheepskin, a fleece, out on the ground and told God that if he really would help him lead the Israelites to victory, the fleece would be wet and the ground would be dry. And guess what? It was exactly like that in the morning. But Gideon was still afraid. Come on, let's remind Gideon. Mighty hero, the Lord is with you. The following night, Gideon told God that if he really would help him lead the Israelites to victory, then the fleece would be dry and the ground would be wet. And guess what? It was. Gideon now knew for sure that God was going to beat the Midianites. Gideon decided to make his army as big as he could, and he managed to get 32,000 soldiers to agree to fight. But God said to Gideon, "Make your army smaller. If the Israelites win with this many men, they will think it was their victory and not mine." So Gideon told anyone who was feeling scared to go home at once. Only 10,000 soldiers remained. Again, God told Gideon that the army was too big. So Gideon took his men down to the river to drink water. Some of the men drank with their mouths, the way dogs do, and some used their hands like a cup. God told Gideon to tell the men who drank like dogs to go home. Now only 300 soldiers remained. Remember, the Midianite army was 135,000 men. Gideon was not convinced that they would win this battle with only 300 men. We're going to have to remind Gideon, "Mighty hero, the Lord is with you." God told Gideon to sneak down to the enemy camp. When Gideon got there, he overheard 2 Midianite soldiers talking about a dream that one of them had had. He described a big loaf of bread rolling through the camp and squashing them all. The other soldiers said that the dream meant that they were going to be defeated by Gideon's army. Gideon was super excited and ran back to his men, praising God all the way. Gideon knew he had to follow God's plan and not his own, even if it seemed crazy. He gave each of the men a pottery jar with a torch inside it and a trumpet for the battle. He instructed his men to surround the Midianites' camp while they slept, and when he gave the signal, they were to crash their jars, blow their trumpets, and shout, "For God and for Gideon!" When they did this, the Midianite men got such a shock that they began running around like mad and fighting each other. The ones who were not killed in the confusion ran away only to be captured down the road. Gideon killed all 3 of the leaders and the battle was won. But the most important thing was that God got the glory because it was an impossible battle. The Israelites had peace in their land once again, and they worshipped God. Wasn't that a wonderful story, children? And remember, this is not a hero story like the ones that you see at the movies or on TV. This really happened. You can read about it in the Bible, in the book of Judges, chapters 6 and 7. Rebecca, I hope you enjoyed today's story.
Yes, I really did.
Oh, it's great that you enjoyed it. But more than that, I hope you learned something really important. Was it Gideon's massive army that won the battle?
No, he only had 300 men.
Was it his advanced weapons that won the battle?
No, he only had torches, jars, and trumpets.
Wow! Then who won the battle for them?
God did. He was with them just like he promised.
That is incredible. So remember, next time God asks you or you to do something, do you have to do it alone?
No, God is always with me.
That is exactly right. Perhaps it's now time to remind each other, just the way we reminded Gideon during the story. When we say, "Mighty hero, the Lord is with you."